Right now, one of the biggest investments in the league is raising serious questions as expectations crash hard against reality. A top-tier contract that seemed like a game-changer is now being called out as a colossal disappointment, shaking the very foundation of what winning teams rely on. Fans and experts alike are stunned. How did such a high-profile deal turn into one of the biggest busts in recent memory? The ripple effects are massive, and the pressure is mounting on everyone involved. If you want to understand the full impact of this shocking downfall and what it means for the future, stick around. This story is far from over and could rewrite the entire narrative for years to come. Blake Snell's journey with the Los Angeles Dodgers this season has been nothing short of a roller coaster, and unfortunately, not the kind fans or the team had hoped for after shelling out a massive $182 million in the offseason. Coming off a strong finish to 2024 and armed with 2 Cy Young awards, expectations were sky high for Snell to anchor the Dodgers' rotation. But the reality of 2025 has been a harsh reminder of how quickly things can change in baseball, especially when injuries and inconsistency creep in. Right after signing that huge 5-year deal in November 2024, the Dodgers and their fans were buzzing with excitement. Snell was expected to bring stability and dominance to the starting rotation, the kind of presence every championship contender covets. But after only 2 starts this season, his momentum hit a serious snag. Shoulder inflammation forced him onto the injured list in early April, and although the MRI thankfully showed no structural damage, the injury was significant enough to keep him sidelined. What made things worse was a setback during his rehab that postponed any hope of an early return, eventually leading to him being shut down from throwing altogether after discomfort in a bullpen session. Now, a shoulder issue, especially for a pitcher, is never something to take lightly. The shoulder is a crucial joint that takes a ton of stress every time a pitcher fires off a fastball or tries to locate that tricky slider. Even minor inflammation can throw off mechanics, reduce velocity, and make controlling pitches a nightmare. For Snell, this wasn't just a bump in the road, it essentially put his season on pause before it really started. You could almost feel the frustration radiating from the team and the fans alike. When you invest $182 million in a pitcher, you expect more than just a couple of starts and then silence on the mound. When Snell was on the field, the numbers were mixed. On paper, a 1-0 record with a 2.0 ERA over 9 innings sounds decent, but the deeper look tells a more concerning story. His control was shaky, walking 8 batters in those 9 innings while managing only 4 strikeouts. That's a red flag for a pitcher who, during his prime, could dominate lineups with precision and nasty stuff. Walking nearly 1 batter per inning undermines the ability to sustain innings and puts unnecessary pressure on the defense. For a team like the Dodgers, who pay premium dollars for excellence, that kind of inconsistency just isn't acceptable. Adding to the frustration is the contract itself. Snell's $182 million deal included a hefty $52 million signing bonus plus $60 million in deferred payments. That kind of financial commitment is massive, and it's part of why the Dodgers' total deferred compensation obligations have ballooned to nearly $1 billion. This isn't just about a player's performance on the field, it's a huge investment off it too. When a player struggles this much, it puts the team's financial strategy under a microscope. Fans and analysts start to question if the Dodgers made the right call or if this contract will become a burden for years to come. With Snell out of commission, the Dodgers have had to pivot quickly. The rotation can't simply grind to a halt because one high-profile pitcher is injured. The team has turned to some promising arms from their minor league system, hoping they can step up and fill the void. Justin Wrobleski and Landon Knack, both called up from AAA Oklahoma City, have gotten their shot on the big league stage during the Dodgers' recent East Coast road trip. This is their moment to prove they belong, and the Dodgers are clearly testing the depth of their pitching pipeline in Snell's absence. This approach makes a lot of sense. When a team is faced with injuries to their top starters, the depth of their farm system often becomes the difference between staying competitive or falling out of contention. Wrobleski and Knack are young pitchers with potential, but the leap from AAA to the majors is significant. They have to adjust to better hitters, higher stakes, and a relentless schedule. While it's a tough ask, the Dodgers need these guys to at least hold down the rotation until Snell hopefully gets back to full strength. The fan reaction has been mixed but understandably critical. When the news broke about Snell's injuries and lackluster starts, social media lit up with frustration and disappointment. Some fans pointed to the gamble the Dodgers took signing him to such a massive contract, questioning whether it was worth it given the injury history. Others expressed hope, reminding everyone that Snell has battled injuries before and still managed to return to form. After all, 2 Cy Young awards didn't come by accident. He's shown flashes of brilliance that suggest he can still be dominant if healthy. Experts have weighed in with cautious optimism but also realism. Pitching coach analysts have talked about how shoulder inflammation needs to be handled carefully, and rushing a pitcher back can cause long-term damage or recurring problems. Medical experts agree that Snell's recovery timeline should be dictated by his comfort and strength levels rather than any arbitrary deadline. The Dodgers, known for their careful player management, seem to be erring on the side of caution, which is smart but tough for fans who want to see him pitch now. Looking ahead, the big question remains, can Blake Snell return to the form that made him one of baseball's best pitchers? If he does, this investment could still pay dividends, and the Dodgers will have their ace back to lead them deep into the postseason. But if the injuries linger or the control issues persist, this contract might become a cautionary tale about the risks of big money deals on pitchers with injury histories. The Dodgers are in a position where they have to balance hope with pragmatism. They've shown faith in their young pitchers by bringing up Wroblewski and Knack, and that kind of flexibility is vital in a long season. The front office will likely continue monitoring Snell's progress closely and adjusting the roster as needed. For fans, it's a waiting game filled with hope but tempered by the realities of baseball's physical demands. Fans and analysts alike are watching closely, aware that the stakes are high not just for this season but for the Dodgers' long-term pitching strategy. If you've been following Blake Snell's situation or the Dodgers' season, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you believe Snell can bounce back and justify that huge contract? Or is this the beginning